Happy Friday, everyone. Time for some current events. Minnesota novelist Kate DiCamillo's novel, Because of Winn-Dixie, is the first selection for a statewide book club called One Book, One Minnesota. The club invites all Minnesotans to read a common title and then come together virtually to enjoy, reflect, and discuss. We all need stories of hope and connection now, DiCamillo said. She believes her novel to be just that. To read it out loud to your kids, out loud to fellow adults, it's just a way for all of us to get together. The Minnesota Center for the Book, partnering with State Library Services, is launching the program as a way to bring Minnesotans together during a challenging time and to highlight the role of libraries within communities. It will run through April and May this year. Copies will be available through local libraries, bookstores, and free ebooks in April and May. Author videos, reading guides, and virtual book club discussions will be available online, and DiCamillo will participate in a statewide virtual discussion in May. Over in France, a French man was surprised by employees at his firm who had organized a joyride in a Dassault Rafale B jet for him as a treat. But they didn't know how their colleague as well as they thought. Once the man arrived at the Saint-Dizier Air Base in northeastern France in March and realized that his coworkers had arranged, he began to feel extremely stressed, according to a fairly remarkable aviation accident reported by a French government agency. And thanks to a watch he was wearing, which could measure his heart rate, investigators noticed that his heart was in full rhythm before the flight, with the recorded heart rate over 135 beats per minute. But the man went through with the ride, joining a 3-plane training exercise as a passenger. The Rafale B is used by the French Air Force and has a maximum speed of nearly 870 miles an hour. When the jet was 2,500 feet above the ground and the pilot began to climb, the passenger panicked and reached for something to hold on to. Unfortunately, that something was the ejector seat button, and the 64-year-old flew from the fighter jet. To make matters worse, he had not securely attached his helmet, which went flying in midair. Fortunately, the man avoided serious injury after parachuting to Earth in a field near the German border. Investigators concluded that the error was caused by an involuntary reflex prompted by stress and the jet's sudden movement. The pilot was not ejected and managed to land the plane safely, despite suffering some minor facial injuries during the ordeal. The longest animal ever was recently discovered in a deep-sea canyon off the coast of Australia. Underwater explorers found a 150-foot-long siphonophore, a translucent, stringy creature that, like coral, is made up of smaller critters, living in a submarine canyon off the coast of Australia. It's seemingly the largest animal ever discovered, they said. Every individual siphonophore is made up of little zooids, linked together in long chains. The colonies were already known to reach lengths of up to 130 feet, according to the Monterey Bay Aquarium, though each siphonophore is only about as thick as a broomstick. This new record-setting siphonophore was one of several discoveries made by a team aboard the research vessel Falkor while exploring deep-sea canyons near Australia's Ningaloo coast. As Italy struggles to pull its economy through the coronavirus crisis, the mafia is gaining local support by distributing free food to poor families in quarantine who have run out of cash, authorities have warned. In recent weeks, videos have surfaced of known mafia gangs delivering essential goods to Italians hit hard by the coronavirus emergency across the poorest regions in southern Italy. From the first signals of mounting social unrest, the Italian Minister of the Interior, Luciana Lamorgese, said the mafia could be taking advantage of the rising poverty, swooping in to recruit people to its organization, or simply stepping in to distribute free food parcels of pasta, water, flour, and milk. Federico Varese, the professor of criminology at the University of Oxford, said, "These handouts by the mafia are not gifts. The mafia does not do anything out of the kindness of its heart. They are favors that everyone will have to pay back in some form or another by aiding and abetting a fugitive or other illegal activity." If you are feeling particularly anxious today, this new study says that taking at least 20 minutes out of your day to stroll or sit in a place that makes you feel in contact with nature will significantly lower your stress hormone levels. For the first time ever, researchers conducted a study on the most effective dose of nature experience to counteract the effects of modern stress. Healthcare practitioners are now free to use this discovery, published in Frontiers in Psychology, to prescribe nature pills with the knowledge that they have a real measurable effect on stress. We know that spending time in nature reduces stress, but until now it was unclear how much is enough, how often to do it, or even what kind of nature experience will benefit us, says Dr. Mary Carol Hunter, an associate professor at the University of Michigan and lead author of the research. Our study shows that the greatest payoff in terms of efficiently lowering levels of the stress hormone cortisol. You should spend at least 20 to 30 minutes sitting or walking in a place that provides you with the sense of nature. In sports in Florida, World Wrestling Entertainment has found itself among the services considered essential, according to Mayor Jerry Demings of Orange County, where the sports entertainment business has a sizable training facility and has held recent events, including its marquee show, WrestleMania, this month. There was a review that was done, Mr. Deming said Monday, in response to a question from a reporter about how the WWE can hold events at the training facility in light of the stay-at-home order. With some conversations, the governor's office regarding the governor's order, they were deemed an essential business. Therefore, they were allowed to remain open. At a time when public health experts are imploring people to gather only if they have to, it has struck many as odd and even dangerous that a form of entertainment like pro wrestling, in which two or more people tussle, have close contact, and sometimes throw objects at one another, has been deemed essential. Most professional, collegiate, and amateur sports have opted to shut down or postpone games, matches, or other events, including the Olympics. That's it for this week. As always, have a great weekend.